Hey Pete! By the way, how is my voice and the music? Is everything looking good? And yes, I'm back into painting again. And I'm all by myself. I'm gonna show, I think we're gonna do this painting together on the live stream because I want to show people a little bit more about how medium works. I think I got it. Okay, good. I'm using that expensive microphone I got. And somehow I managed to make the Bluetooth device work properly on the PC. My PC is also upgraded to 32 gigabytes of RAM. So we're all good. Now I can just focus on this. The medium I'm using, Pete, is Standoil. And it's from this brand. This one. It's super great. You see, it's like almost like honey. You see how thick it is? So I'm using right now Raw Umber from Rembrandt. This is the one that Marianne said that I should use because it's towards a warmer tint. So I'm just gonna sketch only with Raw Umber. I have my tablet here with a picture. It's a picture I gotten from DeviantArt, from one of the stock photos that I like. So we're gonna do fatovaline, I think you call it, where you're like building up the layers, letting the oil dry, and then you glaze it and you thicken it up. How are you, by the way? Is it everything good on your side? Because with this amazing, beautiful virus, sarcasm, it's really taking a toll on us freelancers. It's really horrible, actually. People are terrified to go out, so it's not gonna be good for us. Hey, David! That's my David. Come on, you stay here. Maybe I need to put something there. Yeah, let's see. Don't I have a small one here? No? Maybe it's in here? Oh, there it is. One of these. a bit thicker. Hopefully this will hold. Come on. Ooh, sorry about that. There, no, that's not gonna go anywhere. So how's the virus in your countries? That's a bit too thick. I need more medium. This is also a canvas that I've fixed for myself, by the way. So I've added a new ground on it to make it smoother. We'll see how that's gonna go. Yeah, the borders are closed, huh? Apparently people are starting to go crazy in shops today. Yep, I have no immune system, so I'm stuck at home. We pulled our son out of school. Other than that, things are going well. Yeah, you guys need to be careful. I have another friend that has rare disease, so just be careful with that. It's the same situation in Romania and in Sweden. I went yesterday to get some disinfectant for hands. It's sold out in Sweden. You can't find it anymore. I think it's a bit crazy, to be honest, but I mean, people like me that are healthy are fine, but people like you, Pete, it's not good. Where do I want the head? So you see the canvas is super smooth. It's like my brush just glides on it. But once it dries, it's gonna have more tooth, so it's gonna stick more. The first layer and then the second layer of paint, it's gonna stick more to it. And also I'm using Bristol brushes that are much rougher, so it takes the painting off. Right now I'm just trying to get an idea of what I'm after. Like, we're gonna see how we're gonna make the fur soft. This is the only canvas I have prepared with the ground. I think I'm not gonna go for the smooth anymore because I got very nice canvas, and you still need some tooth to it. You can't just go crazy like that. Yeah, well, I'm the same. I just need to travel to Kastellet and that's about it. But David, that's how it's gonna be for me. I will just paint and people can just join in. If people feels like they don't need music, I can just take it away so they can play their own. It's gonna be so fun when we're gonna paint this. So what I'm gonna try to do and see if I can keep it at that, because I'm pretty new to this glazing technique. So I'm just gonna paint with raw umber, maybe have some tints of colors like in the fur here, but try to get the structure as good as possible in this, let's say, alla prima form. I'm quite warm up. I have been teaching at the school, and I've been talking a lot about stand oil, and I've been working with the students, and that gave me so much energy. I forgot how fun it is to teach. All of this background, we're gonna darken it, but I want to have an underlayer that's a bit warmer than the blacks. I'm gonna try to balance this, because whatever color I have in here, we need to have it spread around gently to neutralize high saturated colors. By alcohol 91% and aloe vera gel mix 2.2 thirds. I think you write that rubbing alcohol with, and you have a hand sanitizer. Yes, David, I'm back in Stockholm. I arrived... Wait, what's today? Today's Friday. I arrived on Saturday last week. So it's been a bit crazy for me. I just realized today that I have been missing out on my Saturday live streams. I think I've done one when I was in Skåne, and that's about it. No, I've been very busy, and I think I'm gonna talk, because I'm gonna have a show in San Francisco, and they said that they want everything for publicity and stuff like that. So I'm gonna talk with the person that invited me at this group show if I can do the painting live stream, live, so people can see how I build it up. It's not very good for collectors, that's what Marianne would say. But, you know, most of my supporters are people online. So if I can give that to the people, then I'm fine with it. So I do love starting like this, the painting. Oh my god, Corona! Tony the cat just clawed at your hand on the screen. No, that little man. Well, cat man. Ah! Hey, Henrik.
Hey.
How's it going?
It's going alright. How's it going for you?
I'm doing a live stream, and Peter and David is on.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna interrupt. I was just gonna check in because I have like 5 meetings in between meetings, so...
By the way, Anders told me that they're gonna stay home from DICE.
Yeah, the people who want to work from home here is allowed to as well. I can't do it, but...
So you're gonna go to work?
Yeah.
What a badass.
Yeah. But, yeah, but I won't keep you. Go back to the live stream.
Yeah, just say hello to the guys.
Hello!
Hey! Nice.
Yeah. Alright, I'll talk to you later.
Puss puss.
Okay, puss, bye.
Bye. Like, I really want to get the patches of hair shine through. So that's gonna be fun. Let's put the mobile back to charge. I also need to double check when the boat is leaving. I have a boat at 4 and then another one at 6. So depending on how long the stream is gonna go, we're gonna do it. And have a serious, fun painting session with me. Because I'm all alone, so I'm not gonna say any stupid things, which is great. There you go. Let's put this a bit on silent. So, okay, at this stage I feel pretty good. The layout is nice. It's not too much in the middle, not too much on that side. I do have some white patches of hair from what I'm seeing from the photo. Okay, at this stage I feel like I can change my brush to something smaller and add some black in the raw umber, and maybe not pure black. I am gonna mix transparent red oxide, a little bit more transparent, maybe 70%, because I still want to keep it towards the warm, and I'm using Mars Black, which is not as blue as Ivory Black. Famous last words, yes. So if you guys have any questions regarding what I'm using, just let me know in the comments below. So I have my little cleaning bucket, which I guess people can easily buy this through Amazon. So this is how it looks like. The things I have inside is called Zest It. I don't use chirps and stuff like that because I'm quite sensitive, and this one is the only one that doesn't make me lose my breath. Hey, do I have enough light? Yeah, I do. Okay, let's mix a little bit of black with some, oops, sorry, you guys will see my head a little bit in there. So this, and this is something I want students to see. When I went to school and I saw this tiny little lumps of color, I'm like, how can you even paint if you don't even have paint? Put some color down there. And I kind of want to have a bit of transparency. But you see the, I don't know if you guys can see it in the video, but the Bristol brushes kind of tears off some of the color. I think I need to get up on the chair and put some more light on my canvas. If it works, there you go. Yeah, I don't know why you guys, hey Alice, I don't know why you guys are so afraid of color. It's so annoying. I mean, I can show you my palette, which is gonna be annoying. I mean, look at this. I'm already starting to use so much color within the mixture. Yes, I know, Alice, I know, I've been busy. I've been mostly at home with my family, so it was nice. And finally, we have a good computer we can use. Okay, I just realized something, guys. I think I've used too much medium, so I'm gonna take note of that. I need to be more careful how much medium I use, but that's fine. At this stage, it's good to use more of a 50% stand oil and 50% you know, whatever terps you're using. I'm using more of a mixture of 75% stand oil and the rest terps. Well, that's good that you've been busy. Someone told me don't complain that you're busy, complain when you're not. Because when you're busy, things are happening in your life, which is good. I think I can use, let's see, let's just put all of this black in here. Let's say that you guys made the same mistake like me. And then I'm gonna use a piece of cloth and see if I can take off some of the oil. Let's see if this toilet paper, paper holds. Yeah, this kind of works. And stand oil tends to dry slower. If you want something that goes faster, sun thickened oil dries faster. Or there's something called, let me see where it is. I haven't tried it yet, but hopefully soon I'm gonna get an idea of how to use it. So it's called liquid, this one. So apparently you have to mix this with the paint. So this will be kind of like your medium. And it dries the paint really, really fast. So I don't know, I guess that should work. Now I'm gonna get some of my synthetic brushes. See? I have some Da Vinci brushes, some Master's Choice from Rosemary. So I think for now this will do. Because again, what I've noticed with the Bristol brushes being such a rough hair, it tends to take it off. So now I'm just gonna use this one, and it's much flatter. Let's add some white, some transparent red oxide. White is usually more opaque. So with that said, I need to use a little bit more medium to make sure that I don't go too opaque. Hello, Daniel. Hey, Georgia. Yes, I am back to traditional again. Let's zoom in a little bit on this part. By the way, the image on your screen, is it really dark? As you guys can see, I've been hiring up the ISO quite a lot, which I think it's fine. There. So just let me know if the image is too dark. Let's go into some color. I can't help myself. Even if I don't get the color right now, when I go with the second layer, it will happen. I'm painting a lion. I'm just gonna have fun and paint a lion. I've been going a little bit in circles on what I want to paint, and I felt that it would be just nice to just have some fun. Don't overthink it too much. Just go for it. I also want to show people how bad a painting can look at the beginning. I think it's quite important to see that. My palette is, so let's see. I have a flake white, that's not really lead. It's from Gamblin, and I will show you guys the tube. Mars black from Michael Williamsburg. Then I have raw umber from Rembrandt because it's a much warmer tint. Hey Riza, welcome. The old team is back again. We just miss Axel. English red, Chinese vermilion, transparent red oxide, and yellow ochre brown. That's the only colors I'm using now. Maybe with time I will add Viridian green, but I kind of want to start limiting my palette a little bit and learn a little bit more about shapes and volumes rather than painting with color. I think being a brilliant colorist is not easy at all. I think very few people are colorists nowadays. We mainly paint monochrome, to be honest. It's like if we think about Sorolla, and I mean that guy could paint Sorolla. You have Kreuer, Monet. I think I'm always mixing Monet with Manet, but those type of colorists, those are for me true colorists. I know that some people disagree with me, but that's what I believe. So like I said, right now I don't really care about the color in that way. I just want to get the values right before I get into the color. That will be done with the second layer, because the last painting I did, Memento Mori, I've done a lot of glazes on that one. That's one reason I got very nice comments from people saying that the hands are glowing. That's how I actually managed to do it, by doing glazes to make it feel transparent. I have a friend, he usually starts from the whitest value towards the dark. I'm a little bit in between. Maybe one day I'm gonna go and draw with my friend and just, well, draw paint and just see how he does it. Which is kind of cute, because he was a student of mine and now I'm going to him so he can teach me. God, I love this. These kind of things are super fun. I feel like I don't have enough light on my palette. On my canvas. Just 1 second, guys. I'm gonna try to move this one down. If I fall down is... what was it? 112 in Sweden, just in case I fall down and hurt myself. So I need to take this one down. So sorry for the inconvenience. That's what it is. Woo, taking it down, taking it So, okay, do I reach it? Nope, not yet. I need to take it even more down. It's like I have this little lamp all the way up, and I did a bunch of big paintings, so now I kind of need to take it down. Please don't fall down, Theo. Hey, this is the traditional way. When I was doing digital, it was so much easier. Now, it doesn't really happen. Okay. Come on. Okay, there you go. Okay, this is better. Now I'll be able to see. Up. Yeah, I know, my stickies are cute. Cute little stickies. Now we're gonna take it up and you guys will see the stickies again. Sorry Pita, now I saw your text. I'll see you next time. There you go. Now it's gonna be easier for me to work. One reason I realized that the light was too dark is because when I was painting in here, I couldn't really see the colors. So I do have one of those Nordic lights that I use. Do you get any back pains when standing or sitting by the easel for many hours, and how do you handle them? I get more back pains from sitting down. And I can just show you how I set up my, just so you can see. I don't hold my palette anymore because I had huge problems with my back. So I have it like this. See? So you need one of these easels that you have a little bit of space here, and then I just use this ones. I put the palette in here and it kind of holds it. And it's very easy to paint this way. I bought all kind of good palettes that are not super heavy, but I stressed out my muscle in my right shoulders, my left shoulder so much that I can't take it. So I found this way of doing it. I also have a glass palette next to me, but I need to buy something that can be a little bit higher because it's a bit too low for me. Hope that will help you. It's not fun when you get back pains. I remember crying from how painful it was. Don't I have a mixture of 50-50? I can just try to put it from here. Look. There you go. Yeah, I hope that will help you as well. It really did for me. At the beginning I wasn't very used to it, but it's so easy to just move your hand back and forth really fast. So right now I'm trying, even though I'm working from a photo, I'm trying to keep one general color value that I'm seeing, so I don't become too patchy. That's the difficult part about painting from photos. We tend to see too much, too fast. We don't really paint from life, so we don't really squint. So that can be actually very problematic when it comes to actually seeing the correct values. I think I need to take this one off. It's too white and you guys are getting glare. Yeah, oh my god. I don't want to go into the wrist problem. Like I really had bad wrists. Like this is from my cat, by the way, guys. So sorry. But in general, this part here, I had huge pains, and also from holding the palette, my thumb, it was so bad. So it's much better now. So funny that my cat is trying to kill me. Anders, wait a second, are you home? What's happening? I got the text from you. Because I know you have a cold as well, so it's a good thing that you will be able to stay home from work. I know, David. It's so funny. It was like during the last day at the home, I was being a little bit mean to her, cuddling her, and then she was sleeping as well, so I think I kind of forced her a little bit. I have so many scratches. People think that I'm cutting myself. They basically said, unless you absolutely have... Yeah, for Hendrik, for example, he thought that he will stay at home, but since he's healthy, he's actually forced to come to work. Yeah, Raiza, she is making me strong. If you're referring to Misha, definitely. I really need to make a video on Dersh, if you're still there, on how to explain to people to get to Kastellet, because it feels like people see that I'm on an island and then immediately go like, oh, it's so hard to get there. Lena Linderholm came yesterday, and they're gonna write in a newspaper about it to kind of convince people to not be too afraid to come to the Kastellet. WFH? Wait, what is WFH, by the way, Anders? Working from home. Okay. Sorry, I didn't get that. I can be a bit dumb sometimes. We're gonna take a fan brush and smoothen the background a little bit. The line I'm painting is more in a brighter background, but for now I just want to darken it and see where I want to brighten it up. Hey GC, long time no see. How was New York, by the way? I was talking with my friend Anders about working from home because of the coronavirus. What? There are people on the island. I'm not alone. Yeah. So you see, it's because I'm using medium, it's very easy to blend things. So I started with more of a brighter tone. Again, this is one way of doing it. I am experimenting myself because I want to be able to get more efficient when I paint, and also I need to grow up when it comes to how I paint. Be less chaotic and really think about my technical approaches, because I do want to do the best I can when it comes to my paintings. Let's see, hope JC wrote, hope all is well, glad to see you doing some good old traditional art. Yeah! New York is okay, a little crazy. My younger daughter's school is closed and they suspended my oldest daughter's lacrosse games. I don't know what lacrosse is. Is Mars brown warmer than ivory black? As I know, Georgia, yes. Nick Alm uses that one. Ivory black feels a bit too cold for me. Mars black feels a bit more warm towards the browns. So I prefer using that one more. For example, if I do a sky and I don't want to use ultramarine blue, I just use ivory black. So I can balance a little bit the colors, because again, I'm not really going for a colorful painting style anymore. I want to keep it more towards values. But what is lacrosse again? I'm actually curious. You guys want to see how tiny the little painting I did is? The one with the birdies? And by the way, guys, I know that the line here has white. It's never pure white. So when you use white, put a little bit of warmth in it, mostly at the beginning. Because if you need to add a layer later on, you don't want it to make it too cool. Lacrosse is a sport with sticks, with nets and balls, a popular sport in high school and college in the States. Meh, I should check it out. And for example, when we're adding the white here of the line, let's say that at the end of the day when we're done painting this, I'm gonna smooth it out. Take a big brush and smooth out like the hair, mostly around this area and this area. So tomorrow when we're gonna paint on this one again, I need to make sure that I don't have any sharp transitions, sharp remains. Because if it dries, it's easier to go from a dry, softer edge with oil than from a sharp dry edge, because you need to repaint it again, or you need to sand it off and stuff like that. Ah, it's Santa time! Look at it! Yeah. So I felt like I had to work a little bit more on it. It looks so much better now. I really want to put more effort in doing my paintings. I love alla prima. I can still do alla prima if I want, like this kind of stuff. This is very popular on Instagram, but I kind of want to push my limits a little bit. Just got home from work and yeah, I know that's your schedule, GC. Have a good stream and talk to you soon, Theo. Thank you, GC. Take good care of yourself and be careful with your girls, because apparently with coronavirus, kids don't show symptoms. So just keep them safe. We can't really keep ourselves from not contacting it, but at least we can do is just protect the loved ones and make sure that if something happens, we go fast to the doctor if that's the case. Sleep well. Oh. Oh, wait, I will show you. These boards are actually pretty good. I really like them. So it's called this one, Gesso board. So it says it's super smooth. Even though it's super smooth, it really is, how do you call it? It's not that kind of super smooth. See you, GC. It's not that type of super smooth canvases where it doesn't keep the oil, because that's the problem. Sometimes there's some boards, like I have this painting that I started yesterday that I have worked on. It's a board as well, but it's so smooth that I really need to work thick, I guess. This is quite thinly painted because I wanted to have a certain sketch of it. And what I'm gonna do, hopefully next time, I've never painted on something so soft. You guys can see it from the glare. So I guess I will need to go quite thick. But this one has a little bit of a roughness to its surface. So when you paint, it's a bit easier to not take the paint off when you come again with the brush. So it's super nice. So yeah, it's called Gesso board. Ampersand, it's called. So you can try those ones if you want. No worries. Different brush. See, this one will do. It's a bit thick. I have so many brushes that I have to learn on how to use. It's a little bit ridiculous. Yeah, as soon as I get some income, I will need to buy the Master's Choice from God, I can't come. Rosemary brushes. So that one is pretty good actually. And the mole stick. So even though the painting looks washed out, we will come again on top of it and glaze. Of course, we need to make sure that the painting dries properly, because you don't want the under layer oil to not be dry, and then you will have surprises where the oil will try to come through and then your painting just glides down. So that's one reason I'm taking it in steps and see if I like this way of painting. And so far it's way more fun than just doing alla prima all the time. I think I need to take the nose down a little bit. So this canvas I actually sanded down because I wanted it more smooth. And to be honest, I'm not really liking the smoothness anymore. It's way too smooth for my taste. Hey, good morning! Yeah, Georgia, I think tomorrow I will be able to get to Kastellet around maybe 11 Sweden time. And then when I start painting, I'm just gonna leave everything like this and just start the live stream. I will try to let you guys know before I do it, because you know I'm super good at letting people know. Not. Am I doing this right? Yeah, the nose is long enough. And one more thing about standing and not sitting down. Anders, I hope you're hearing this. And many other people. Because I know that we do a lot of sacrifices standing up. Like our feet hurts, but backing up is the best to be able to see mistakes. Okay, this is coming along pretty nicely. Let's do the background a little bit. I want to darken the rest of the background. So in general, what I like... Hey Valkyr, Valkyr, I think you pronounce it Valkyr. Hello. What I read in Solomon J. Solomon book, I think it's called The Art of Painting, I think it is. I think I have the book over there. I'm so blind. The Practice of Oil Painting and Drawing, it's called. So the thing is that you have your subject, and I always tell the students, if you have a good drawing, of course, start with the background. Build up the background towards your subject. Of course, they're very advanced painters that starts with this and then they just expand from the eye out. But as a beginner, for you to be able to compress, let's just say compress the values a little bit, it's good to have the background in while also figure out. You don't need to go pure black or opaque. It's like we did it at the beginning. You just use raw umber to kind of kill a little bit of the white on the canvas and bring it forward towards your subject. Well, I do believe that it has become a disease for people to just sit down all the time. It's so unhealthy. It's like, I remember I had a period where I was sitting down a lot doing my print commissions and my knees started hurting, and I was telling Henrik, my knees are hurting me. And he's like, oh, well, you're getting old. I'm like, oh, I don't think it's just because I'm getting old. I think it's just because I'm sitting down too much. So then I started walking and exercising, so the pain actually went away. So it was much, much better. So we're gonna do, let's zoom out a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. So all of this. Now I'm just gonna focus on the background, which is a bit boring, but hey, it's what it is. And then I'm gonna use a fan brush to soften a little bit all of this brush strokes. I kind of want the background, mostly the first layer, to just be flat. I'll be around, Georgia, so don't worry about it. Let's see, what brush do I want to use? This is too rough. So I'll need to use a thicker, softer brush. So the thing is that this is a natural filbert, so it has more of a flatter feeling to it. So when you put it down, in comparison to the Bristol ones, it really just kills the texture. I don't know if you guys can see in the video. I don't even need to use the fan brush. This is just good enough. There's a difference between Bristol's pig hair and, let's say, the softer hair from different fur animals. Bringing it in towards the subject. Of course, I will like all of this edge. I will have to play with it, see what I want to have soft, what I want to have sharp. This, so you guys can see the difference from how it was and how it is now. Now let's just add, using a rougher brush because I don't want to destroy this one, I will need to put more raw umber on the palette. So I've already used quite a lot of color. I have to admit, Valkyr, I'm the same. Sometimes I can get so lazy with painting because it is more effort and you have to like breathe a little bit and let it sink in and continue again. With pencil, you just pick up your pencil, you have your white paper and that's it. You just go for it. But with oil, setting up, like for example, when I'm done with you guys, I need to go and clean up my brushes. Softening up, then I can actually focus on the fur. Happy thoughts. Happy accidents. Ding, 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 ding. And if you guys were here, you could actually see the transparency. Like it, I don't know how to explain it. It has a certain look to it. I don't know if my camera can capture it. Not in this angle, unfortunately. So you guys should have brushes you sketch with, roughly. Those ones can be very cheap brushes. But what I'm doing with this one, this is a very expensive brush, so I just use it only when I want to soften things. It's like when you do digital. Even with digital, you try to see different brushes does different things. It's the same thing with traditional media as well. this. Now this is pretty good. Now I can just focus on the head, on the values. I kind of like the way the nose blends almost with the background. So I'm gonna keep it like that for a while I build up the rest, get into it, get the feel of the line I'm painting. That's something that they don't really tell you. It's not enough to just know technical stuff, you also need to get a feeling of it. And it's kind of hard when you paint from photos. I admit sometimes I hate working from photos because it's so flat. I squint, but I'm like, it doesn't matter if I squint, there's no real life coming back at me. It's not the same when you have it in front of you. Of course, I don't want to be in front of this line, he will just eat me. So I feel that I'm gonna sketch around this area using transparent red oxide. The main color I'm seeing on the line is more of a yellow ochre, let's say more towards a gray yellow ochre in combination with reds. But I want to be smart about it. I want this layer to be warmer in areas, of course, that I'm seeing that not as warm. Like for example, around here, this part is much more cooler and let's say towards the green side in relationship to this one here that's more towards the warm side. So let's see what will happen. I mean, things can change while I work. So I'm taking some transparent red oxide and I'm gonna paint around here. I should actually darken it a bit, so I'm gonna use black and transparent red oxide, and I need more transparent red oxide. All ready. I should force my students at school to watch this video. There we go. Let's pick some. Mix it well with the black. So, a little bit of oil, not too much, a bit of terps. There you go, that's a nice mixture. So I'm adding some darks. I need something dark to be able to compare on what I'm after. At this point I'm also drawing a little bit. Now at this stage I feel like I can go more towards the reds. Well, red, more of a transparent, not as much mixed as with black. Let's see, let's take some pure transparent red oxide. Add a little bit of oil to it. So, you see how red it is? I don't know, let's see how it goes tomorrow. It's the first time I'm doing it this way. Because I'm not gonna finish this painting today, nor tomorrow. I think this might take me around 5 to maybe 10 days if I want to make it really nice. We're gonna soften all of this at the end. Blend the colors. You see, it's like it's the medium and also the canvas being too soft. Doesn't have that much teeth to kind of keep the canvas in. Of course, tomorrow I'm gonna have a mixture of 50-50 because this one that I have right now, it's a bit too much oil in it. Now I'm mixing some black, Mars black with yellow ochre to get some greens. Some greens in the white parts. All of this mane here will be a bit darker, but we are gonna go again around it. For now I just need to put down some kind of colors to be able to play with. Now let's flatten this because the lightest light is onto here. Okay, let's do that. I think I will want some raw umber, yellow ochre, and some black to desaturate. Now it's a bit too green, so I'm gonna add some transparent red oxide because it's a transparent color. I don't want anything opaque. So instead of adding white to brighten up the color, I added transparent red oxide and a little bit of black. So I got this really nice brown green that will go around this area. Around this area I'm gonna have like a blue or purple color tone. So I'm gonna use black with Chinese vermilion and some white. Let's add some yellow ochre to it. Let's see how this is gonna look. There you go. So now I took the brush with the pile of the previous color we used and I'm just mushing it on my palette because I want to get a neutral color based off the bright tones that I had. And I'm gonna put them around here. Gently brighten up where I feel like I want it a bit brighter. I'm getting into the warm tones. So I need to be careful because the color I'm using now is way too desaturated. But I need some neutrals as well to be able to neutralize the sharpness of the saturation of the color we're having down. Like this. Now let's take a bigger brush, this one, and just kill all of this part here. And then we're gonna play with some black and transparent red oxide. Again, I don't use pure black. You need to be careful with black. Always remember, black desaturates, white desaturates. So either you get some colors to be able to brighten it up without desaturating your color, learn how to neutralize it. Yeah, I have to admit, going down to Skåne, it's been really helpful for me to get back into teaching again. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Now I'm gonna go into the black with some transparent red oxide. Again, I don't want to use pure black. cleaning up my brush. I have a little piece of cloth here with a bag underneath it so I don't kill the wood of my easel. I want to think about materials because they cost a lot of money. And also the easel was bought by one of my best friends, so I want to respect that. At this stage, I will have to experiment a little bit more with what colors I want. And again, even though it feels a bit brighter, we need to understand that tomorrow, depending on how it goes, what's the time? It's 2:30. We've been doing this for, where is the minutes? 1 hour. So this is just the 1 hour sketch. So it's not the final. It looks fun. You know, we can have alla prima fun as well. But I think this will be more interesting for you guys to work with. What? People? People! Oh my god, the people on Castielet! Eek! So, let's see. I want to get values turning in here. So what's the best solution, Theo? What do you want to do with this? What are you after? I know I want to make something beautiful. Let's see. One thing I've noticed about students as well and myself, it's very easy to give up when things gets a bit harder, like everything in life. But sometimes I had to talk with students about giving them energy. And I was like, well, how much energy do I have? Not as much as I want to. So you approach an alla prima the same way as you would the glazed painting? Yeah. Right now, the way it is, yes. I'm gonna start reading more into glazings and alla prima. I mean, I'm not truly doing glazings, Georgia, because I think you've noticed some people do just raw umber and white. But I don't really like it. It feels very smooth for me. I mean, I'm painting, I want to have some brush strokes. So I don't know how to put it in words. I hope you understand what I mean. Okay, let's talk about fan brush. I have a fan brush from Rosemary. It's the Kolinsky Sable one. It's very nice and smooth. As soon as I'm done with it, I wash it. So let's see how I can show you guys. I need to control a little bit the... Oh, look how many brushes I'm already having. Where should I put him? My God, let's put him here. Boop. Let's... what should I do? Should I take the easel up? Yeah, let's take the easel up. It's like a little motor. Show you guys a little bit about the fan brush. It's an amazing tool. Some people just paint with fan brushes. So let's zoom in. There you go. Add some ISO. So, tonk, tonk, tonk. I have to do that, otherwise it's gonna flicker. So you see, I still like to have a little bit of roughness to the way I paint. I don't want it to just be smooth and that's it. You can do it in that way if that's your style. There's nothing wrong with it, but from what I've seen people doing this, what do you call it? Glazing. We can talk a little bit in private if that's the case. Okay, so fan brush. So you don't really push, it's like you're scratching the surface. At the point I will push when I have an idea of where the stroke needs to go. But this is how I would like to have at the end of the day in some areas. Maybe we will see. I'm gonna clean up my brush because I thought I kind of took some whites onto here. So let's scrape it off. Let's see if I can brighten up the background in some areas. I mean, the background is not done. We're still gonna paint on it. There we go. This is good. Now, let's work on the edge of this nose here. My roommate, William, he has another easel. It doesn't have this layout, but he just uses his hand up and down. He doesn't need to put this one like a little motor to move the painting down. So it has like some kind of weight that permits him to glide the easel up and down. I'm not sure how to explain that. There you go. So let's see. Even this edge, the problem with HDR cameras, they tend to sharpen things too much. So right now my choice is to soften this edge and have it less sharp, because that's gonna make it feel more real, in my opinion. That's how I actually did the Memento Mori as well, the one with the hands. I tried to constantly keep it soft. And that gave it a very nice turning of the shape. Okay, that's about it. Now let's just continue. I love how many textures there are in your painting. I don't know if that's the right term. As I said, I'm new to painting, but it's beautiful. You're saying it pretty well, Valkar, and thank you. I think if you want to learn more about brush strokes, just use this color, raw umber. And then you add the non-colors, black and white. Oh, there you go, my camera just died. So, the thing is that Richard Schmidt talks about this as well. If you want to learn about brush strokes, just not minimize, what's the word for it? Monochrome painting. And I usually suggest to people raw umber. Let's see if it's connecting. There you go. And then you just practice with it. He usually tells people just use only raw umber, because raw umber is more of a transparent color, so it has more oil and it's easier to make it glide on the painting. And then you can use paper, for example, to scrape it off and get a very nice... we can actually have one live stream where we do that, just to show you guys how you can practice brush stroking a bit. And then at the point later on, he usually suggests to people transparent red oxide, but I think transparent red oxide is a little bit too warm, so I think raw umber can be a good, like a graphite look to it. Or if you like sepia, then you're fine with the transparent red oxide, and transparent red oxide is even more transparent than raw umber. Yeah, let's do that. Let's have a live stream where we actually practice that. Need to plug the battery to charge. Come on. Doesn't get in. Oh, there. Ugh. There you go. Okay, so at this stage I feel more comfortable in getting into some details, but the main focus will be to somehow make this one feel voluminoso, how you say it. I've been painting some lines, and I know that this is the cheek over here. And when it comes to photos, the photo I'm using is very blurry as well. So if the photo doesn't work at the point for me, I look for other references. I analyze it. I watch videos. Videos are very good actually because you can see the line moving and you kind of get an idea of the volumes, regarding the muscle feature, the muscle face and stuff like that. So let's see, what brush do I want to use? Let's use this one in combination with this one. I used to be a big a la primaist, but like I said, lately I just want to experiment more because it is more fun. I need to see how I can plan things for people. I do have, and I'll just say it right now, I have a Patreon page and I do want to connect more with the people that supports me. So if people have certain ideas for certain projects, I want to program myself based off their needs. So I'm gonna talk with the Patreon people, which one of them is Anders right now. So Anders, if you feel like you want to see a little bit more of this painting with one color to learn about brush strokes, tell me when you have the time and I will do it for you guys during that time when he has time. There you go. Now let's focus a bit on the eye. I wonder if I want a smaller brush. Yeah, let's get a small brush. This is too small. Is it? So I'm like trying to figure out what brush to use. I think this one would be a good one. And yes, it does take time to figure things out. If this was Photoshop, it would have went faster. Let's see. Let's use again black with transparent red oxide. I'm running out of black, so I need to put some black on the palette. Tomorrow I'm gonna have a mixture of 75% transparent red oxide and the rest black. So Williamsburg Mars Black. It's a very nice black, but a very expensive brand. So if you're a beginner, just get student grade paints. And later on, when you feel more confident and you want to create something more unique for people to also purchase good quality, turn, go into more complex pigments, I guess. I need to be careful not to get into details too fast because there's still not enough volume for this to work. Let's see how I can work around that. Wait, did I put black? Of course I put black in there. What a smart ass. Yes, on this. So I guess when you guys paint, I used to make this mistake and I'm doing it right now. I'm just trying not to focus too much. Of course you want to keep the color under control, but try to focus more on the actual value and turning the shape before you think too much about the color. So I'm really trying my best to not be stubborn and just do what I'm saying that I'm gonna do. Just so you guys know, I'm experimenting with you guys. Lately I've been getting into the glazing technique. Don't forget to get a mole stick if people don't know what a mole stick is. Otherwise, you're gonna have the shoulder problem we were talking about. At this stage, I'm actually squinting at the photo and I can see this specific muscle. If you look at the line from forward, you have this nice, because you know, you have to have the eyeball inside the skull, and there's specific muscles that, and also the bones, the way they function and the way it covers, I'm not sure how you call it, like the round shape where the eyeballs gets in. At this stage, I'm actually adding some English red and some yellow ochre. Everything is so nicely and wet that I can actually smoothen things out. And even if I go a bit dark, it's completely fine. As a first layer, this is pretty good. We're nailing it, guys. Hey Will Zenzemble. Who may you be? Eye socket, yes. Thank you, Anders. Eye socket. Rar. Yes. This is another angle over here that we're gonna soften. We'll see if the painting will be dry tomorrow, because if it's not dry enough, I won't be able to paint on it. So let's see if we will start on a new painting or if this will be ready to be painted on. We'll see. Because I need to let the oil dry out. Let's brighten up a little bit more. So mixtures. There you go. I'm gonna keep it more towards the greens. Thank you, Wilson. Wait, is it you, Wilhelm, or who is it? I'm a bit confused. But thank you. Ah, okay, I'm so sorry. Yeah, Mr. Wilhelm over here, he's gonna work with me at the Castellet during summertime. That will be super fun. But yes, I've managed to make everything work. The Bluetooth on the computer works finally. Extremely well, actually. And the microphone, the Rode, it's fantastic. It's really, really good. Yeah, we're gonna do a bunch of master copies as well to get you a little bit more accommodated to painting. Because it never gets easy, even for me right now doing this, it's so tricky. It never ever gets easy. One reason it never gets easy is because we get comfortable. And we all know what happens when you get too comfortable. So everything is becoming really wet right now, which is fine. I think the next painting I will try to just do this glazing thing and just work only with raw umber. Get it to work to a certain... Because right now it's getting a bit too patchy because I'm thinking about color and it's a little bit annoying. From what I can see from my screen, it looks very patchy. It looks a bit softer in real life. Yeah, I'm glad that it's good, by the way, Wilhelm. Like even the music right now is being played through my speaker. And I'm super glad that this is actually working. So how was the workshop, Wilhelm? Was it fun? It was nice? Good. You feel like you've learned something? Okay, good thing that you reminded me because I will need to write to the teachers about next week. It's gonna be Miles coming in, right? To teach you guys. Because I will need to talk with Miles and tell him some stuff regarding where people are at and stuff like that. Alright. So what are you gonna do this weekend, Vil? Gonna do any studies? Show off to the people how great you are. Ah, your super seed. Oh, it's gonna be Miles that's gonna look at that one, right? Mm-hmm. Oh no, I got... whatever. It's not like I'm gonna bury myself with it. Alex! Hey! How are you? Are you still in Canada? And thank you. Ah, you're at work. Thank you for checking on me. So you guys are going to work because there's some people, because of the virus thing, people are, working, but still people are staying home. How is your situation over there? Yeah, I heard it's kind of the same situation in Sweden and in Romania as well. People are freaking out and they're buying everything. I'm a little bit stressed out that I won't be able to have what to buy anymore, like food and toilet paper and stuff. I still don't understand what's with the toilet paper. Why are people buying toilet paper? Does someone know why they're buying toilet paper? People. Yeah, I know. I mean, I understand the hysteria, but to a certain extent, I guess. You can't go that crazy. Well, that's a way of seeing it, David. Yeah, that's one thing I never understood, the thing with the toilet paper. I mean, you wipe your ass with that one. Why do you need so much? It's much healthier if you wash after you poo-poo. Yeah, what can you do? What can you do, Alex? What can you do? People and people. Wait, what? Oh, the Mosro. Just so you know, you're on Twitch, but if you look at the screen, you can actually see the whole chat. Because some people are on YouTube, you are on Twitch. I mean, even if we become quarantine, my father was telling me that people are buying a lot of bread, and in my mind I was like, why would you buy bread? That doesn't even last. If you buy frozen bread, maybe, but that thing doesn't last that long. Oops. So I still don't understand why people are having this hysteria regarding bread. I mean, you can't really do anything with it. Give it a rest. I'm in Seattle area and it's really scary here. All schools close until end of April. People are also buying everything out of the stores. Well, I guess that's the best time to have business in stores and food. It's not doing good for me, because I'm a freelancer and people will not be able to, you know, come here and whatever, see my work. So freelancers are suffering a lot because of this. I try not to think about it, I just get angry if I do. I need more white. On the screen, the whites are so desaturated. It's not as desaturated as it is in the screen, but I can't do much about it. Oh, what's the time? 15:23. Well, I think I will have to leave at 6. But before I leave, I need to check when the boats are going, guys. So 1 second. Let's see, where's the mobile? Here's the mobile. Let's check when the boats are going. Beep, 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 beep. Let's see. Vaxholm. Oh, gonna look at Vaxholm. Let's see, Kastellet to Vaxholm. When? Today. Let's see. So we have the one at 16:45. Right now it's 3:24 and I'm not done with the painting. So we're gonna go for 5 o'clock. Let's do it like that. If I finish before, I will end the stream. But I have a boat at Mr. Sandham at 18:25. Okay, super safe. Now I have enough time to paint. Demo! Hello, Demo! I was like, what, teaching you Rogue? What is he talking about? I haven't played World of Warcraft in a long time. I don't really have time for this anymore. I mean, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I need to go again to Skåne to teach. So I really have no time at all.
It's called becoming an adult. Full-fledged adult. Ugh, that's what it is.
Let's try to soften a bit the eye. Let's see. I need to get... Oh wait, I have a very good soft brush. Where is it? Usually this is from Master's Choice, the round ones. So you can really go and soften. Let's see if I can show you guys. Ugh, God damn it. I need someone to help me with this. Yeah, let's soften. Adulting is hard. Sorry, demo. So this is very soft. So I'm gently softening. And this is what I like about oil, the way it blends. Let's add some brighter tone on this. Yeah, I really want to buy more of these brushes, but need to wait for a while. Do you use dagger brushes? What are your thoughts? Dagger brushes? I don't even know what dagger brushes are. Dagger brushes? No, I don't know what they are. Ah, the screen is so dark. This is going better than I thought, actually. Wasn't expecting this. Filbur with the dag... No, I've never used them, actually. Never. I've seen them. If you have any ideas on how to use it, you can let me know. Guess they're specially made for certain things. Well, I don't know. Haven't really used them. Let's soften a little bit. Like I said, I prefer keeping things softer on the first layer than going too sharp. So using this brush, it's great. It's doing its job pretty well. Maybe it's more of a landscape brush than anything else. I have to admit, I'm not really a big fan of landscapes. What do you guys suggest that, what can I do to make myself like landscaping? I said to myself that I'm painting figures, not landscapes. So maybe that's a way of doing it. Do you have any schedule for your lives? It's really nice hearing your painting while I paint too. Do you have any schedule for your lives? Life. What's that? Well, what do you want to know? Ask me something. I have so much to say, my child. Please. Ask and you will be answered. So you guys see, I'm just trying to keep things soft. It became quite flat, but now all the colors has a little bit more of a harmony for them. And then I'm gonna see where I need to go a bit darker, where I need to be brighter. And then tomorrow we're gonna see how we can proceed from there to make it even better. Okay. Oh guys, people that has been with me on the live stream for a long time, it has gotten so easy for me to paint live. It's like when I'm at school and teaching, I have no fear of making mistakes and working with the student. It feels so good that I have this no fear of doing things. Sometimes it helps me to think about the figure as a character, what is he, she doing, where, when, and so on. But what if you paint landscape, like trees and stuff? I mean, I don't particularly enjoy it. My friend Anders has a very interesting way of taking pictures. Like, for example, the little birds I painted, the composition is pretty much him helping me with it. Because I noticed if you want to make nice landscapes, you need to know more about composition. And I have to admit that is a huge weakness for me. I don't think that much when I do this stuff. Yeah, I'm super happy because now I can actually help the students properly. Because it's not enough to just babble and talk, you need to show them. So I'm glad that that's beyond, you know, like behind me. Wow, this is a good brush. This is Leonardo. I need to order some. Anna, what do you want me to tell you? If you're there, I just open up a subject, because sometimes it's kind of hard for me to come up with stuff. Like what to talk about. Oh my god, this feels so amazing. I never thought that I would actually say this, how much fun, well, say it, I've said it before, but this is so much fun. I think you guys will love working this way, because it's less pressure than trying to finish something super fast, thinking about it in layers. It kind of calms you down. So right now it is brighter than the actual picture. But again, when we go in tomorrow and we find the right values and we start glazing them on top, it's gonna look so nice. Let's soften a bit the mane. You see how nicely this blends? I don't know if it's my clothing that's really bright, but it has such a nice blend to it. And the picture, let me see if I can show you guys the picture I'm working from. You will see my face a little bit. Just 1 second, guys. I can show you the reference I'm using. Image maybe? Okay. Browse. Just 1 second. Desktop. Ah, here you go. This is the reference I'm using, just so you guys know. Boop. Clicked it away. Boop, 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 boop. So if you would have done this from live, you would have squinted at the line and the mane would be a little bit softer. It won't be as hard. That's the issue when we work from photos. We tend to look too close and we see each hair. One reason I kind of don't like most of the 3G stuff, 3D, it feels like it's too overmodeled for my taste. And now Alex Negra is like, oh, you have no idea what you're talking about. No, I'm just joking. But it's like that in the industry. I was talking with Hendrik about it. It's like they're losing the sense of light when you go too detailed in that way. That's what I've noticed. I need to buy more of these brushes. I think, yeah, this is Leonard. It's from France. You don't really buy these brushes from the shop that easily. Why was I stupid? Why did I do that? Oh my god, where to put this? There. Oh, there you go. Can you talk about how you know when a painting is finished? If I think about it when I was younger, when it comes to me like a young artist, I didn't really know. I was eager to finish things when I was younger. I was into the media thing, you know, like posting and getting those juicy likes. So I was quite egoistic when I was younger. I wanted the attention, but the quality of my artwork was suffering because of speeding it up. Presumably, I thought that it was done, but it wasn't done. So I guess I was just lucky enough to surround myself with the right people and calm down when it came to my ego. And I'm not sure what happened. I guess that once I matured and I accepted the fact that one day I will die, and you know, you have a certain revelation, if I can call it like that, in your life, where you understand that things like that, like being popular and blah blah blah, it matters when it comes to being out there and making a living out of it. But what became more important for me was my family. And with that occasion, I connected more with my parents and with my dad. And what I'm saying right now has a meaning with what you asked me. Because it was more of a mental thing rather than a skill. Because art is all about getting a feeling of it. You learn about technique. You know what you're supposed to do in a way. But then it comes a little bit that intuition that plays into it. Like, how do I convey a certain subject? And you look at other people and you wonder how they did it. A painting is never done, you know what they say, it's merely done. We just abandon it. It's a saying in the art world, as I recall from Hans, my mentor when I was a student. And it is true. A lot of the paintings are never done. But of course, as an artist, you need to know when to stop, and I guess that comes with how you grow up as a person and as an artist. It's not an easy answer, it comes with time. That's how I look at it. For example, I know with this one it's not done because there's a certain steps I'm following to be able to build it. And I know from my experience and my skills in observing things and all the experience I've had painting animals, if I can say it like that, I know that there's much more I can do with this. I can say that this is done and leave it, but for what I know that I can do, I can push it more. No worries, I'm glad that I could help. So we're pretty much rendering this by keeping it soft. That's what I was after. So I had enough paint. It's like Sargent said, the more paint, the more it flows. So I tried to focus on that. So I will repeat it again. Softer. If you know how to keep it soft with the first layer, the next one, of course it depends. There are certain areas that you want to have it sharp, but in general, I always suggest to people keep it softer than you see it. was interesting when I was looking at Sargent's paintings, and you could see the first layer, because everybody thought that he's an alla primaist. He had some paintings that were quite alla prima and stuff like that, but from what I've observed in some of his paintings that were really good for me, they were never alla prima. It was just well thought, like what's the first color, then on top of that, where am I supposed to put? So it is a combination of that. Do you guys read about art history? When I was a kid, I used to buy this art magazines called Big Painters. And that's when I discovered painters like Mantegna, Botticelli, Giorgione, that was the master of Tiziano, the colorist of the, what was it, I think it's the 1400s. It's kind of sad that we don't really learn that. I've noticed when I was at school in Simrishamn, people weren't really reading on all of this stuff. Okay, let's focus on some values in here and get this nice fur going. Yeah, we've been talking. Wait, Anders Nick Alm guy? Are we talking? Because I have 3 people with the name of Anders. And by the way, if you're seeing this bright tones, it's much more tuned down, the bright tones. It's not this bright. Rich Sozan? I don't know. Maybe in time. Right now I feel like I need to build up myself again. Because we were talking about, rediscovering yourself. And I think with time I might actually do that. Make a little book of my paintings. But I'm not in a rush. I have a long way to go. I haven't seen Velasquez animal paintings. I need to look into that. But you didn't answer my question, Anders. Are you the Anders I know that's friends with Nick, or which Anders are you? Yeah, but that's what I'm gonna try to do. I mean, I didn't do it properly, because when it comes to the glazing part, I should have started with a raw umber and then do the glazing on top of it. I'm still learning about this. Maybe you can show me, Anders. Yes, I'm a proud nerdy, yes. Okay, I'm gonna turn towards the Bristol brushes right now because it feels like the brush I'm using, it's more for softening, and I feel like I'm losing a bit of the structure because of this. Zum Franziskaner? I have a very bad memory. You're referring to the school if that's the case? My god. Oh, what a bad memory I have. Okay, let's do this right. I also need to know that at 5 o'clock I'm gonna stop. And let's see how we can stop the painting. Let's say that we're in a rush and we don't really have time to do what we want. There will be some edges that I would love to have them soft and just simplified rather than leaving them sharp. No throw. Yes. By the way, guys, I really do believe it's harder to paint on top of something dry because we're getting something interesting in here. So maybe tomorrow I will be so skittish, I think it's the word, like, oh. So it's gonna be a fun experience to do this together, so you guys can see the torture behind it. That it's not that it's not easy, it's about forcing yourself to go beyond. Ugh. Who's leaving? Wait, hey, Daniel? Oh, Daniel! Daniel Kane! Hey! Look, I'm painting again, Daniel. I have a very nice setup. The Rode microphone is working great. My camera is doing great. I guess all the money I put into Castellet was completely worth it. Worth it, yes. I almost said, yeah, there, worth it. Okay, I need this brush. Is it this one? No, this is a hard one. I wonder if I can play a little bit with the contrast in the camera to get it. I know the screen. Let me go to the other screen and see how it looks on that side. Yeah, I have two screens and my screen is a little bit better. The whites still feel a little bit bright and desaturated, but that's what it is. We will have to work with what we have. Well, I guess I will be sharing this picture on the Patreon and on, what do you call it, Instagram. Make sure people will be able to see this. Ah, no, why did I use this brush? Let's see if it works. Get some nice darks in there. There. Let's use this one. Okay, let's get the fur going. I might need to scrape off some of the paint around this area. Yeah, you can use like paper if you feel like it's too opaque and you want to bring back some of the canvas. Paper works pretty well. Of course, you're killing a lot of trees, but hey, it's for the sake of good art. Make those trees proud. I want the first layer to be a bit more transparent and not too opaque. We'll see how it's gonna go tomorrow. Now let's see how I will paint the fur here. I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna make this look like fur. I have a good friend that knows how to paint really nice fur. Sigridur. She's from Iceland and she just paints fur all the time. She loves it and she does it really, really well. See you, Anders. Take care. So the fur goes in a rotation mode. So I have the ear over there, that needs some darks. Need to smooth it out here. Need to bring some darks in here. I still want to have a little bit of a cooler tone in there, but that one I can do it when I build up the transparent, the second layer, sorry. And now, let's see. Scraping off the paint with this one to make it a bit softer, bringing some of the hair forward. Right now it's enough medium over here to get it quite nice and soft. Yeah, I think this will dry until tomorrow. We'll see. If I can't work on this tomorrow, we will do this painting with just raw umber or transparent red oxide and talk a little bit about brush strokes and learning about brush strokes. I think that can be fun. Yes, David, definitely. I mean, when I won't be able to stream is because I have to travel down and teach. And I don't think I have the energy to do it. It's so much work when I teach. So I'm so sorry if I won't be able to do it. Yes, well, I might actually do it more often. Because the thing is that, how should I explain it? I just work here and I paint. If I'm working on my personal stuff and I feel like I want to stream, I will just let people know. So it's gonna be a bit more chaotic, but for sure Saturdays are the main days where I'm gonna do it. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm glad that everything just settled down for me. The studio, the finances are a little bit better now as well. I don't know, growing up is great. I love growing up. Makes life easier. Like, I want to take the stream more serious. I was like, oh, maybe I should wait on Marianne and then I can do the stream. But then I was like, I just need to do it on my own. I can't just wait, and then I'm not sure of what to do. And I think doing it on my own can be fun and invite people from time to time. But I usually get so stupid. So I think it's best if I do it alone, educate myself how to be serious again, and then maybe invite some friends and stuff like that. Thanks, David. I need to see what Omar is doing. At this stage, everything feels very abstract actually, the painting I'm doing. I'm just trying to paint with the patterns in a way even though the picture is the way it is. I might not use the right colors I'm seeing in the picture, but to be honest, I don't really care. I still want to have some fun. There you go. Now we need to use the softening brush to soften around here. I have enough medium to do that. Before I do anything, let's just clean up my fan brush a bit. Let's see what the time is. 4 o'clock. We're on schedule. I won't be able to leave at 4, but because I need to clean up my brushes and stuff like that. It's fine. Okay, let's smoothen a bit here. You guys should get a fan brush. I had a colleague and also a good friend, and James Cooper, and he was the master of fan brushes. He has amazing still lifes. James Cooper is his name. You guys should really check on him. He doesn't post much. He's one of those people that doesn't really care about posting. But really nice paintings. Beautiful little still lifes. Maybe tomorrow I'm gonna go again with another layer to darken the background a bit more. We'll see. Then I need to paint on the mouth, well, the mouth here, just show a little bit of the, what do you call them in English? Where the whiskers comes through. And at the end, we're gonna go close with the camera so you guys can see some details of what has happened. Okay, let's see. I need to fix the background. I took off too much. Let's take the nice flat, natural, pure sable brush. Ugh, even my bank is sending me emails regarding my economy and what the virus will do. Worst time to be a freelancer. Mostly a fine artist. I was talking with some friends of mine, painters that has exhibitions. People are afraid to go to the exhibitions, so the galleries are not really making a profit. Ugh, it's kind of bad. It's bad. What can you do? That's when it's good to have savings. What do you guys think is gonna happen? Oh, David. I think Vasil is helping out Nick with his studio. That's all I know. So, how much influence do you guys think us freelancers will have because of the coronavirus? Is it gonna be bad for us? Because I was looking forward to the summer for when tourists will come, because last year I barely moved in here and I was selling quite well. People were really enjoying my art. And I wasn't selling mostly to Swedish people, I was selling to English people or from abroad. Yeah, Nicole. Yes, Vasile has become Nick's... no, I shouldn't make those jokes. Yes. Nikki. Nice save. Yes, thank you. Don't worry, I will invite you on the stream again soon, and just talk and paint. Take good care of yourself, Raiza. Much hugs. Really take care. I'll see you next time.
Yes, next time.
So we've been working for 2 hours and 30 minutes. We're getting close. Let's see, it's 16:15. Yep, we have enough time for me to work on that. Let me see if I can actually fix a bit the colors in here. This is also a touch screen, so I don't know. Doesn't do anything good. Monochrome is actually working pretty well. So imagine if we would have done this just black and white and then glaze it on top. But you can still do this even though, let's say, the colors are not right. So let's just go back to what we had before. I wonder how I could go in here. I can do it. Oh well, it's what it is. Oops, sorry. Okay, let's work around here. Even though I know that this part here needs to go quite dark, I will kind of keep it a bit bright. Don't go yet too dark. Keep them a bit simple and soft. Try to squint at the picture, even though it doesn't do much, it can help a little bit. The whiskers, we're gonna add them at the end. We're not even gonna focus on the whiskers yet. Those ones will have to wait. And even though we're having this layer, that doesn't mean that we will not change it anymore tomorrow. We're gonna work on it until it looks nice. Oh, if you guys are gonna stand, make sure you get good shoes. I have the squeakiness you guys are hearing is my shoes. I made sure that I have good shoes. Hampus Hagnell. Thank you. I actually saw Evan. I can't pronounce his other name, but he had it kind of like that. So then I looked into how to do it as well. Because it can be nice to keep people a little bit in contact with each other. Now let's just soften and get close to finishing up for today. We're not done with it. Maybe not even tomorrow. We will have to work on it until it looks nice. Yeah, that's the guy. Thanks, David. See you, David. We will end it soon, so don't worry about it. See you tomorrow. You guys can also see the glow. That's because of the oil. Well, the oil, the medium. Gonna see what I'm gonna do with the light tomorrow so we can have a better image of the painting, because you guys don't really see the colors I'm seeing, or whatever. I guess it was nice to just see the process. So we added some color, and now we're just using the fan brush. Soften a little bit. So, let's see what else I need to soften for tomorrow. Let's soften this part a bit. Just leave it like that for now. I don't mind having some strokes here and there if it will benefit. Let's see how I can soften the profile a little bit. It's too sharp in some areas. We will be able to turn the form. I've done it before with one painting. I'll try to do it again. Let me see with what brush I can do to soften that. Use this one here. And then I guess after this we're done for today. And I can go and clean up my brushes and do some sketching until 6 o'clock. Almost done. So small little things. Hey, let's call it done for today. Just gonna soften this part here. There you go. Just keep it like that. So, okay. Now I can pack. Let's put the camera a little bit. Beep, 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 beep. There you go. Whee! Something like this. So here's the palette, how it looks like at the end of the day. Come on. Yeah. So this is the palette. So we've been using a lot of transparent red oxide and a lot of raw umber. We almost ended the yellow ochre brown, but that's fine. I didn't use that much the Chinese vermilion because that one is a little bit too much of a pinkish color. So for this kind of tones, the limitation was pretty much yellow ochre, transparent red oxide, and raw umber, and then black and white. So use a lot of paints. So don't be afraid to do that. Mostly when you're doing the first layer, you kind of need to get an idea of the colors. That's it for now. I'm gonna start cleaning up my brushes and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yes, people are a little bit AFK right now. We're getting close to 3 hours. So yes, time to end this. It was fun. Thank you, Daniel, for being with me until the end. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I think I will get to Castellet, as I said, around 12. So around 1 I can start. I will let people know via Instagram on my story when I'm gonna get into the painting. So take care, guys. Have a wonderful Friday and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye, everyone. Take care.